Well, anybody there yet? I guess not yet, but maybe soon. Well, I'll just have a drink until somebody gets there. Let's see who's... maybe everybody's at late night mass or church, right? You think that's what's going on? Everybody is gonna go to church instead. I thought I'd hold my own church here. And I thought I'd just do it for questions, but nobody. Oh, yes, maybe. Hello, Joseph from Austin. What a city, man. What a city. Everybody loves to go to Austin, don't they? I'll drink to that. Oh, okay, some people come on. Hello, Joseph. Now this is I'm only doing YouTube tonight. Because I used to do 3 or 4 when I do these, and it's really hard to keep up on questions. So that's why I want to concentrate tonight on just taking your questions and try to answer them in more depth than I was, when I have too many things going and I can't concentrate to give good answers to people. So that's why I feel that, and you guys are the best, I think, on YouTube, it seems. Facebook, the audience just jumps and down and all over, but you guys are the most constant, and so I want to try this with you guys first. Let's go. Principal possible inadvertent gain from the indented attempt. Have no idea what that means. How do you invest? Just in me. What are your sources to invest into? I think you should all invest yourself. And until you have so much goddamn money you don't know what to do, then you invest in young people. And that's it. Because if you're investing in yourself and learning how to make more money by improving your skills or learning new ways to get money or whatever as a service, providing something to the community, that's where I feel the investment is. That we have to provide goods and services that are of value to other people in the country, in our community, whatever it is. And so many people just, how much could I rip people off for to get a lot of money? So I think our country needs just a lot more people willing to work like hell to give good services and products to other people and not be in it just for investors. There's certain things you have to have investors for. But a lot of us, particularly small business, I don't think you do. And you could start investing in your skills and being able to provide good services and products to people. And that's how you grow. You become so good. Let's go principle, seek, and you might find. Right. And there's no guarantees you're going to find it. But you can. The only thing I keep saying, that's the only thing you don't know for sure if you're going to find it, but you know for sure that you ain't going to do nothing or get anything if you don't try. So that thing's you know for sure. I was wondering where to go to get small business loan or grant with bad credit. Well, okay, there's a couple things there. First of all is take care of the bad credit. Okay, and there's organizations, nonprofit organizations that are around to help you take care of that, and that's the most important thing. You got to if you have credit, that bad debt or whatever, lots of debt that you have trouble with, and you're expecting if you start a business, then that'll erase all the debt. 99 times out of 100 it won't. So you might as well solve that debt problem first, and then go into starting your business. Now your business, the problem is if you haven't really done a lot of research on the potential of your business and how good it is or how good it might be or what's the best way to do it, that's what you got to do now. In other words, most of us when we start businesses, hey, this is a good idea, what do I need to do it? And you just guess you need, well, let's see, what do I need to do this? And you figure out how much it's going to cost you to do all this stuff. And you say, well, I need $20,000. And that's putting the cart before the horse, because you're not positive you need $20,000, and that's going to be hard to raise. It's possible, but there's probably more ways to do it. So what you have to do first is get out there and start learning about that business that you want to start, so you know more about everything on the business possible. One thing is to go to the business development centers that are around all over. They'll help you with that. Can you explain getting an IDA account about banks? Yes, the IDA accounts are not in every bank. You have to find the banks in your area that have them. One place to check is your local community action organization. They're the people that know a lot about IDA accounts. You could call your HUD counselor because they're financial experts. They're another one that do it. And also Opportunity Now, I think that's what it's called. That's a website, Opportunity Now, and they have a database of most of them. Nobody has all of them. I have a report. If you go to letsgo.com/tutor, there's a $20 report that tells you about how to get out of debt, and that's using one of these IDA accounts also in there. But the other thing is how to find the experts in your area that will help you for free to get out of debt. There's a lot of free help out there, and it's silly to pay for help because you're going to go on, I think, Prosperity Now, you're right. Okay, JA's, yeah, you're right. What did I say, Opportunity? Yeah, I get confused. That's a new one. It used to be somewhere else, actually. Another organization used to run it. And actually, I was at a downtown Washington, D.C. I'm in Washington, D.C. tonight. A couple months ago at a gallery here, actually it was Smithsonian Institution stuff, and a woman comes up to me, wanted to take a picture with me, and she works for Prosperity Now. And that was it. And I said, I know what you do. I know it. And speaking of debt, we talked about, my wife gave me a link, John Oliver, who used to be on Comedy Central. Yeah, Comedy Central, but what was the show you used to be on? Well, he was on that big famous late night show that Trevor Noah is on now. And he used to be on there with Jon Stewart and The Daily Show. And he used to dress up like me and act like me, and some of his skits used to do. So I follow him somewhat because anybody who seems to like me or impersonates me can't be all that bad, But now he's got a show on HBO, and if you go on Google, you could find him. What he's doing now, and he says a lot about debt. Now this is the second time he does this. He goes to these places. See what they do with debt. If you owe debt to somebody, they bang on you and threaten you and all that kind of stuff, and you never pay. And it's not worth it for them to get $10,000 from you or $5,000 when it's going to cost a lawyer, $6,000 or whatever to do it. So they don't bother. And what they do is they sell the debt to somebody with bigger or nastier people. So they sell like your debt, $1,000 to somebody. They sell it to somebody else, and they give them property to collect, the rights to collect that debt. So that's why they come out and just beat the hell out of you, until you pay. So what John Oliver does, he gave the company who sells all these bad debts, he bought $60,000. No, actually, he paid $60,000, and he got $15 million of 9,000 people who owed a total of $15 million. Okay, you get this now? So it's $15 million of debt. Okay, so $15 million of debt, and he paid $60,000, okay? And that's 9,000 people. That's what's more amazing, 9,000 people. Okay, and what he did is, I guess he's a fat cat. He doesn't have to worry. $60,000 is nothing to him. But he saved, 9,000 people from the debt. He just ripped up the paper, so they don't owe this debt anymore. And what Oliver is doing, he did a little thing, and it's on his show. And also there's a thing on YouTube. If you go on YouTube and put, what the heck is it? Here it is, John Oliver. Let's see. Anyway, put John Oliver debt, and you'll see it, and it shows you how he does. So that's what happens your debt. See, nobody takes this serious, unfortunately. I mean, your life is very serious, and you're worried about that debt and everything. And these people treat it, okay, I get it, beat them on, so how much I get, and then if not, well, then I'll give it to these other people, and they'll beat harder and try to get you. You're just a digit, kind of thing. And that's why, that's why I did this report on how to know the system better. And there's free experts where you live that will teach you that system, so you don't have to get, I mean, so many people go to these experts and everything, and they just write a letter and they just, okay, I cut it off. And there's that kind of, I mean, it doesn't happen all the time or whatever, but that's what you have to do, is try those things. And that's what's the important part about it. That John, he did was truly amazing. Yes, and that's the second time he did it. I think he had another, he spent about another $50,000, and ripped up another bunch of debt. But this is just for health care, because of the health care that they're doing on, so people with health care debt, because that's what's happening. The reason we have Obamacare will push that down the line, that more people were going bankrupt because of health care bills than anything else in our country. So we came up, the best deal we had, we could think of, or the politician could think of, was Obamacare. So that went in. Now they're trying to get rid of that, and actually, prices are going up, and they're trying to throw monkey wrenches in the existing system, I guess, because there's bad parts of it, but I think if you get rid of that, then more and more people are going to go bankrupt, and that's sort of not very nice, is it? And that's too bad. I think that's happening. Instead of sitting down reasonably, and like 9 million people are going to go off the rolls, I think. And I think in the next 10 years, like 10, 20 million people are going to lose their health care, just because of what they're doing in this tax bill. See, they go after the tax bill, after health care and the tax bill. Now that's crazy, But more importantly, whatever side you're issue on, it's just learning the system first, and particularly if you're in debt, to learn the system, and that's why these organizations are out there, the people at HUD, there's people at Agriculture, there's people at Justice Department, all these things that really they're free, and they'll explain the system to you and learn about it. I mean, I took a friend of mine down, she was in debt with her business, and man, they were just terrific. I mean, she'd been carrying this debt and so worried about it and paying outrageous fees and everything. It makes you sick inside, to have that kind of pressure on you every day, and not being able to sleep. And she was able to get rid of all that. I mean, she made a deal, but it's a fraction, because see, eventually, then $15 million, okay? Now look at this. So the people who lend money had $15 million of loans, and all they got was $60,000. Now, I can't do the math fast enough, but what percent is 16,000 over 15 million? That has to be 0.0% of some kind, So they're getting 0.0% on their money. So if you make a deal with them, hey, I'll give you 2% on the money. Hey, that sounds like a good deal. Otherwise, it'll be in this pile of stuff that they're going to only get a half of a penny on, So getting 2 pennies, it sounds pretty good, So that's why it's finding out about that, and that's why there's local experts who know all this stuff, and starting learning about the system like that. Okay, so who doesn't want to go to work in the morning? Come on. Tell me, who doesn't want to go to work in the morning? What would you rather do than getting up Monday morning and going to that job, that feels like jail, and sitting in traffic for an hour, going to a job and trying to do as little as possible, and then come home and sit in traffic for another hour? What'd you rather be doing? And don't say sit home doing nothing, because, I mean, sure you would, because you think the option is being in jail, is doing this lousy job. But I think there's, in the long run, you probably don't want to do that, and you want to contribute. You want to be, you want to die with some kind of eulogy, and that's, what'd you do for the country? What'd you do for yourself? What'd you do for your family? And that's what, we should be working on. How can we make a statement for ourselves or whatever? And really, I think the best way is not yelling at people, but to should do things better is to do them better yourself. That's the best way, because you're not going to convince anybody who's already convinced the other side or whatever. No, you just show by example. So what would you rather do tomorrow morning than going to work? Well, maybe nobody has a job already, so maybe you would rather get a job, and we could talk about that too. How to get a better job, what's available, what kind of free money programs, everything I'm going to give you a really free money program. Now, come on, pour yourself a drink, sit back, and we'll solve some problems here. Wow, I charge a lot of money for this. Anybody got, and I'm all yours on YouTube here. So I not have anybody, and in my little apartment, we got a 1-bedroom apartment downtown Washington, D.C. It's really cool. My wife had it when I met her, and we kept that, and now we put it on Airbnb and stuff like that. In addition to that, but we love being in the city, so it's nice for us. Well, nobody had a problem? Everybody's happy? Oh, it's so nice to be in the company of people also happy with their life. That's terrific. Well, you should be out spreading joy, because if you have that much joy in your life that you're not worried about getting up in the morning and going somewhere that you don't want to go, then that's terrific. So you should tell other people about that. There were some items yesterday when I was on live that I have on YouTube. What does IDA stand for? Individual Development Accounts. IDA, Individual Development Accounts. Yeah, and since when I started mentioning that, people seem to start understanding about this stuff. I had people call me and they said they got some money, and another person going to a new city and getting money there. And so it's nice to know that people are using these things that otherwise, see, they don't advertise. You don't know. And that's what I spend my life, just digging out these things, that the average person is trying to go to work every day, take care of their kids and everything. So last time we were online, I talked a lot about government programs for housing and stuff like that. They're different everywhere else. I also talked about Book a Librarian. I enjoy everything you do, Mr. Oh, thank you, Jay. J.A. A peanut guy. See, I have my own applause machine here. When your income is considered not earned income to get an IRA because the income is military retirement, is there a better way to save? Well, the better way to save is definitely don't spend. Now, I don't know. I'm not a financial advisor, to say all those things, and I'd be careful about financial advisors, because what they're selling stuff, and so they're going to point you into something where they're getting more commission on than anything else. To me, you do something very, very safe and boring, so you don't have to worry about it. Anything else that you're going to have to worry about it, and they have all the fun and you have all the worry, So I mean, just just get a mutual fund, that's very boring, and so at least that things go up, you're going up with it, and you don't have to worry about it, because anything you're trying to compete against the sharks. It's sort of like gambling, in Vegas. Sure, some people win, but most of them lose, and that's what the stock market's almost the same thing. You're trying to beat the stock market. No, you're outclassed. People think about that 24 hours a day, and you can't be with it. So just buy something boring and stay there forever. Okay, by the way, real estate's always good in the long run, I feel. Maybe it'll change, I don't know. Maybe. It's certainly 10 years ago, it tanked everybody, but now it's coming back again, so you had to wait for 10 years to come back. So if you're going to live that long, then that's cool, and that's right. But it also gives you something you're living in. That's why I think if you have a property that you're living in and renting, then that's cool, because now it's something you're using and you're there and whatever, instead of this passive kind of stuff, that you're passive, but you're also managing it, you're there. Also, you could get the government to give you rent money, on their programs, because if you have housing or real estate, that goes to that's appropriately priced, not millionaire houses, but people rental income for like a rental property for low to moderate income people, the government will pay their rent or part of it, so you're guaranteed rent. You don't have to worry about people not paying because the government's paying for them. So that's available. Let's see, 35 ways to get no money down, internet income at home, earned income at home. That's right. See, to me, what's going on? Oh, here's a crowdfunding. A friend of ours, actually his son, is a struggling piano player, okay? You know, he's trying to make a buck, make a living, you know, he's got a degree in piano, you know, and it's hard, you know? So what he did, this is, he went on, and this is what's neat about what's going on the internet. He did an internet campaign called "You Suck at Piano." Right. So, and anybody, any grown-up, at least that I know, is trying to struggle with taking piano. It's hard. It's hard to learn anything new. And that's what it is. It's like learning to walk. And it's a pain in the butt. You got to fall down a lot. And as you get older, you forget about that thing. So you just want to sit down and play Tchaikovsky in, you know, 2 days or something like that. And it doesn't help that way. So he's developed some programs and methods of teaching for adults who suck at piano. So, and you know what? He was, and he put it on crowdfunding campaign. He's on Kickstarter. That's one of the big crowdfunding campaigns. Okay, it cost him nothing to do this, okay, to put it on this. And because it was clever, okay, he got like $90,000 so far on it. He was hoping, boy, maybe get $5,000 or $10,000, you know, or something like that. But $90,000. See, that's why. Sure, I mean, a lot of people go on and do crowdfunding and they get nothing or whatever. You're right. But even if that happens to you, that's okay. You learn what it is. Because what you have to do when you do these things, you know, it'd be really wrong if you didn't do it. You know, it's okay if you did it and failed, because you see what have to be. So you have to have lists or something that's important to people, or providing something to the community or whatever. And it's like maybe for every book he was selling, he didn't do this, but you know, he was going to give free piano lessons to homeless people or something like that. I don't know. You know, something that people can relate to, that want to contribute. That's why maybe you want to work. See, what I think a neatest way to do, if you have a business or whatever, to do a crowdfunding campaign, but do it in conjunction with a nonprofit. So if you work with a nonprofit in the area, say you're a barbershop, okay? How do you do crowdfunding? Well, what you do is you work with a nonprofit, say you're going to give free haircuts to all low-income people. But what you're going to do, you need $5,000 to do that, let's say. So you work with the nonprofit, and you work with the nonprofit because they have mailing lists. They have a social media, you know, lists. They have all that. You, as a little barbershop, you probably have, you know, 2,000 people on a list or something, and that's not enough, maybe. You know, so you work with them, and so what they're doing, they're raising the money. They get part of the money, and you get business. You know, where do I go to get money to invest in real estate in San Francisco? Well, there's a lot of ways to do that, and that's why it's hard to say. You know, I do reports on real estate. So you give me San Francisco, and for $49.95, I'll show you 150 places in San Francisco to get money. Now, this is everything from grants. This is low interest loans, loans you don't have to pay back. See, there's all kinds of things. Like we talked about it last time. I mean, there's programs, you know, and I was given the links. And if you go to my website, my Facebook page, one of the tabs is My News, and you'll see links there of programs all over the country. See, they're different. There's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of programs, and they're different in every city. That's why I can't do one book for all this. This is why I have to do customized work. I have to go to your city and find out just the stuff in your city, because, you know, the things that I'm telling you about may or may not be in your city. I don't know, you know, until somebody does the research. So it's either you're going to do it or I'm going to do it, or you're not going to do anything. So if you're going to do it, here's what to do. Here's how to start it. I have a freebie to help you get going. I don't have a... selfie. I mean, okay, not a selfie. What do you, a marker. So I don't know if you can see it. letsgo.com/5free, and that's all lowercase. 5free is lowercase. You go there and download a report that's about, I forget, like 20, 30, 40 pages, and video instructions and everything about the best 5 places to get free money and help for anything. These are people who do the research. Same thing I do, but I charge. Grants by learning to fly. I don't think anybody really learned to fly yet. There were two guys, I remember, in ancient Greece, that had some wings they were doing. And that didn't work out because they got too close to the sun or something. Icarus. Too close to the sun. So that's a tough one. But sorry for the bad joke. Learn to fly. The things are job training money. I mean, the only place, maybe there are, I don't know, I haven't researched that. But the first place I would check, wherever you live, I would go to your workforce development center. Wherever city you're in, county, it's usually at a county government office. So you're looking for your workforce development center at the county government, okay? And you ask for training money, and you see where it is, to get that kind of money to train. Now that means that they're only paying training money to get you a job. So that if you're just trying to do it for pleasure, then it's going to be harder. But then the other thing you do, okay, maybe there's nonprofit organizations that will do this. And the way you do that is because the real database for nonprofit organizations, I hear that Lesko, Belinda here in Charlotte. Hi, Belinda. I have heard of programs that will pay to do renovations in your home. My husband is 66 and so. Yes, there are a lot of programs, particularly people that age in Charlotte. Yes, I'm sure. They'll be at the county level. They'll be at the nonprofit organization, state level, anywhere. One place to start is your area office on aging. If you just call 211 or go and Google area office on aging Charlotte, call their number, and that's actually, there's an elder care hotline too. If you Google elder care hotline, you can find their 800 number and ask for the area office on aging. Okay, back to, what the hell was I talking about before? Flying. Oh, I know. The nonprofit organizations, okay, that may have money for this. Now, that is how you get at least to get help, who charges $1,000 for help? To get help.com to help me get started. Well, that's some huckster like me, I don't charge $1,000. You want to start a business? I'll show you, for $79 every program where you live, free money and other free services to start a business. That's why I refuse to be very expensive. They're just people trying to find out how much money they could get off of you. And you have to, before you give anybody money, you have to learn about your alternatives. Okay, back to the database, finding free money for flying. Okay, the other place I would look is in private money, and that's private money. There's too many hands in the pot. How you consider and trust. Okay, let me come back to that one. You go to your library has two databases. One called the Foundation Center. Okay, and the other called is GuideStar. Now, both of these are private organizations. The government, foundations. Now, that's where the private grants. I'm talking mostly government grants. I don't keep track of private grants. And private grants are huge. I think it's like $30 billion they give out or something like that. And they do it privately, so they're not regulated, and they're not online. Only 10% of these people that give out money, these foundations, have websites. So you're missing 95% of them if you're going to go online and expect to find private grants. Okay, you have to go to these databases, and there are two databases, and they charge money. They could be $1,000, $2,000 a year just to use these databases. See, everybody wants a buck. Okay, and that's fine. They're collecting the data or whatever, but the library, most libraries have this. And actually on the GuideStar, you can get a lot of the information for free. Just go to guidestar.org and start learning the system. But your library has both of them, and they usually have a person who just specializes in helping learn those databases. And so that's why, remember I told you last time about book a librarian. So you could call a lot of time, hey, can I get it's usually about a half hour of some librarian's time to help you learn that how to use the database. It may not be at your library, doesn't know. But first make sure they have the database. And then, even if they don't have Book a Librarian, you go in yourself and you figure it out. And that's the way it is. That's what you have to do in life, is figure shit out, right? It's not going to be handed to you. If you want it handed to you, you better have a lot of money. But it's more fun to figure out. Just like, oh, you don't have to learn to walk, so we'll do it for you. We'll just push you around all day. But we'll have, we're going to charge you $200 a day to push you around in a chair. No, you're going to learn to walk, right? So why the hell don't you learn how to get money? No, give me $5,000 and I'll show you how to get money. No, you do it yourself. And that's what life's about, I feel. You can't do it everywhere, like a plumber or something like that. I mean, to me, it cost me $1,000 in tools. So I give them $200 or whatever it is, to fix a problem. And that's it. So it all depends. But particularly on your life, what you're doing in your life, man, the more you have to do more yourself. And that's what about. No, experts don't know. They pretend they know, and they want to convince you they know so they could charge you more money. When they really don't know. Look at the mess this country's in. You think they know what they're doing? Nonsense. It's a holy mess. So why would you think that they could tell you what to do? They don't even know what the hell they're doing. They're running the place. So don't, or start learning yourself. Any advice for getting money to start a freelance business in Phoenix? Yes. You don't need money. You need a customer. What kind of freelance business you want to start? Tell me, Ivan, what is it? I'll tell you how to probably get it. I mean, it doesn't work all the time. Nothing does at my age. That's really true. Come on, Ivan, tell me. Web design. Okay. Well, you don't need any money. You don't. What do you need? More fingers or whatever to type on your PC? No. Now, just think. You go out looking for $20,000 grant because your web business. What are you going to do with it? Spend it on marketing money that won't work, and you'll still be back at the same thing. Okay. Now, just think if somebody gave you a $20,000 contract, okay, and you figured out how to get that. Because once you figure out how to get a $20,000 contract, you get another one, and then another one, and then another one, and then another one. And that's it. That's what you want. You want business. You don't want a grant. That's just postponing figuring out how to get business. We waste too much time trying to figure out how to get money when we really want to get business. So you just think, okay, now what can you do that costs no money and get business? Okay, one thing you could do is contact. Actually, I have a report on this at letsgo.com/tutor, T-U-T-O-R, and that's small too. All the things are small, just like me. I'm small, but maybe I should have a... yes. Okay. Letsgo.com. Okay, letsgo.com/tutor, small letters, okay? You go there, I have a report on the best places to start for starting any business. And I explain to you the offices where you live, it's really the business developments there. We'll sit down with you for free and help you figure out a strategy for getting web design. It's really knocking on doors. How many doors you can knock? It's just like getting a date. You can't put ads in the paper. You can, but that's not going to get it. Versus belly to belly somehow, or even getting government contract. The government buys more web design than anybody else in the world. And that's why they have free consultants there who will show you how to do that. Now that would be a better spend of your time than trying to figure out how to get a grant and then giving it to some huckster salesman who promises you're going to sell so much stuff if you give them all this money. That's crazy. So don't bother. Learn how to get your own business and do it. Say, look what I'm doing here, free. I'm on YouTube here. I used to spend tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, on television doing this. Now with the internet, I'm free. I got an iPhone for $120 or something. Used iPhone. And really, I'm educating people, telling them. So you could, when you're, you could have things on YouTube and say, okay, here's the 7 secrets of web design, that people don't tell you about. And sure, see, to me, I know people who are not going to pay me money no matter what, but I can help them out this way, and then, but also it's getting so people know. See, nothing happens unless people know you're doing it, so you won't get any business that way. So what you have to do, Ivan, is be, thank you, let's go, actually looking for your government contracts with your report. Oh yeah, well that's it. It's the best place to start a business or invention on letsgo.com/tutor. Student loans, okay. That's in the report I have at again, letsgo.com/tutor about debt, because it shows you student loan debt, how to handle that and everything. Do not, the government itself says, you do not have to pay anyone to help you with your student loan debt. There's just government offices that'll do that. If you don't know how to do it or whatever, you could go to the consumerfinance.gov, and they have a great explanation of all this, consumerfinance.gov, or the report I have has that, and plus all this other kind of services and help that you could use to get rid of debt that are all free. Everything I tell you about is free. Now, I charge, I know, it sounds stupid, but it doesn't. That's the only way I can stay doing this, because if nobody pays me, then I can't do it, and I have to go McDonald's or something and make money. So I want to make money doing this so I can keep doing it forever. Okay, Belinda, help with free dental care. Yes, there's a lot of... Oh, Belinda, are you in South Carolina there? Is that the same one? Yes, I mean, that's why in my I have a special report for getting free health care, dental care, and pet care. And that's at letsgo.com/tutor also. So there, I also have that information in my, in North Carolina. Okay, in my one-stop. Okay, if you go to letsgo.com/one-stop for North Carolina, I have... it's already done. I'm pretty sure it's already done. I've done 15 states, and I just did New York too, so that's in there as of an hour ago. And if your state is not in there, just put the generic one, and I'll do it. And it's like $59. It was, I'm still on sale. It was $79, and I show you 327 sources of free help. Also personal grants. Free services. Also all the auctions that are available in the government, all the missing money programs that are available, that read about in the backs of magazines or something. Got all that. How to get free surplus property even from the government. All that stuff is in there. Anything you could think about, that you ever knew about the government or dreamed about, auctions. Yes, all that is in there, and you can. Order. There's 15 states you could download today. The other 15 minus 50, what's that, 35? The other 35, it'll take 2 weeks. So, and just order up so I know which ones to do first, and that will be in there on dental care. Now, dental care, okay, another place to start. There's a lot of places for dental care. One is needymeds.org is a good place. Needymeds.org. They also have a nice place in there that you could see all the healthcare programs for your state. It's a little complicated website in there, but they have that. Also, your dental schools. Find out what dental schools there is. In North Carolina, I think you got 1 or 2 dental schools that have free. Your county. This is really the first place you should go, is your county health department. Every county has a health department. You start there, and that's where you want to start for any kind of dental health, health care, or whatever, or even pet care. There's a lot. I put that in the 327 grant package for the state is in there. And also, there's pet food pantries, just like there is food pantries for people running short on food, from nonprofit organizations and things like that. Well, now we have pet food pantries, and this is giving food because people are low on income, and so, boy, we got to feed Rover, and take care of the animals in our life too. So that's available. But see, it's it's hard to find those on the internet because everybody wants to sell you something, because that's what the internet is about, getting people money and stuff like that. So that's available. Okay, it's an idea for a toy. What was that? Oh, you have an invention? Is that it, Chris? Okay. Chris, I don't draw, so I can't design it or anything I can get for me to help at that marketing. Let me see. I don't draw. I'm trying to find yours. I need help with a product idea on the market. So, getting a product idea on a market. Okay, Chris, what you do. Here's the places if you're an inventor with a product idea and stuff like that. Number one, do not Google that. Do not Google you have an invention or you're trying to get a market something, because you're just going to run into people that want to charge you $10,000 for something. There are a couple places where you start is one, wherever you live, there is an inventor meetup group. So there will be Inventor Club, Inventor Meetup Club, and these are people like you. They're not people trying to make money off of this. They're people that are trying to share information from other people who already did it. So this is great. So you meet people that are a year ahead of you in doing all this. And they went through all the stops and all the problems and all the screw-ups and everything already, and you could learn from them for free. So instead of paying $5,000 to somebody to teach you that, you could go to these meetings for free. And maybe it costs you $10 for a pizza. Meetup.org is a good place to do that. Or you could just put, like you live in North Carolina, just put, Inventor Club, North Carolina. And again, you look for only .org. .org. You don't want any of these people selling you something. And no .coms, okay? Free on Wednesday and let's have coffee. Naomi, where are you? Are you in town? Wednesday may be tough, but email me. Let's go free radio at gmail.com. Okay, and so your invention. I mean, that's it. So you need somebody, an artist or whatever like that. If you have something, what I would look for first is for the toy guy. Google Sichuan's Falling Berry in China, you can get a toy made. Yes, see, I mean, let's see, these people who already done all that will tell you about how they did it there. You're in the design stage, but mainly you also want to contact your local small business development center. They help inventors for free. That's why the report I have on letsgo.com tutor, if you go there and you see the best place to start for starting a business, a nonprofit, or investing. That $20 report shows you all that stuff and the best starting places, and I have videos there and instructions of how to take advantage of the best stuff they have for free, because you're going to lose it, without it. Okay, Niyama? Yeah, don't forget, email me, okay, Niyama? And for a toy guy, Google says, because China, you got to make for China. This is actually what I do now. See the suit? Actually, this is half made here in North Carolina, or is it South Carolina? There's something called spoon flour, and I send them a little graphic, of these question marks, and they print out fabric real cheap. Like, they send me a swatch for $4, and then they make. I have 20 fabrics to choose from, and they print up 4 or 5 yards. Actually 3 or 4. I need about 3 or 4. So like $50 worth of fabric, and I send it to Vietnam, and they make a suit for about $200 or $250 or something like that. And so for $300-400, I got these cool suits. It cost me thousands and thousands probably here. So that's why there's always ways to do something. There's always other ways to do something if you're ready to put in the work. If you're just after searching Google for something, you're never going to find it. That's why people are important. You contact your librarian. You go over there and ask a librarian. Say, hey, what do people do in this country, in this city, that are in debt trouble? Where are people going? They know that because they're all coming to them too and asking. If you're asking Google, that means you're asking the people who are making money off of your a problem, you know, and they know that, and that's why they're looking for you. So you got to look for the people that help you for free, because they're not looking for you. You know, they don't get money to look for you, so you have to look for them, and you save yourself thousands and thousands and lots of headaches and lots of bad indigestion and all that comes with, you know, having bad, you know, life and experiences and worries and troubles and all that kind of stuff. So get rid of that. That's right. Don't you want to wake up tomorrow morning and, oh, I can't wait to go to work. Yeah, well, it'd be great to do that. You can't do it overnight. It takes time. You know, you have to build something. You know, like your toy idea. Do you have any tattoos? See it? Oh, can't do it that way. There it is. I just got that 4 years ago when I was 70. I always sort of wanted a tattoo, and my older boy has bunches of them, so we both got that one. We couldn't talk the other two people into it at all. And I said, well, boy, at 70, I always worry if I get a tattoo. I remember in the Navy, a lot of guys had tattoos, and you know, and then the old sailors, you know, have been, you know, 50 years old already. These tattoos look just like blotches, you know. I said, oh, I don't know, what am I going to look like 30 years from now? Well, at 70, I don't care. It doesn't matter. So that's another cool thing about being old. Yeah. Nice deal. That's pretty cool. Felix, what do you think about gold? It's shiny. I mean, that's to me what Bitcoin is. Somebody else asked me about Bitcoin. That's like gold. I mean, it's a gambling thing. You're betting on what other people think about it. And that's fine. You want to do that. No interest to me. I want to provide a service, something that helps people, that kind of stuff. And the stock market is the same to me. It's all gambling, and you're trying to outguess the other idiots that are doing it. I don't know what really that contributes. Things go up in value, I guess, and you're trying to guess what does. And oh, that's a nice, interesting game. But I mean, to really contribute, you know, to our society, it seems that you got to provide something. You got to make something that is needed. Help other people with something. You know, I don't know. To me, maybe I haven't thought this through, but investing in Bitcoin or whatever is like, well, somebody else loses what you gain. You know, do you support worker cooperative? I don't know. It sounds good. Why not? I think the more we have, more people involved in what they're doing. You know, the way we work now, nobody cares anything about workers because they're all worrying about their investors and not the employees. And that's why I think it's even more that we have to create our own work, you know, and that's what's happening. This country was built like this. We didn't have big companies employing people. We all made our own food, or you know, services in order, and now it's easier to do that. And now it's becoming more secure than working for some big company as we industrialize. And that was going along fine, but now I think that period of time is over. Now it's kind of going to disappear overnight. But now, I mean, I told you this data recently. The new jobs in this country, okay, the new ones. There's a lot of jobs in the country, okay? But the new ones in the last 5 years, just the new, okay, added jobs. We have to add jobs because, you know, there's new people coming in the workforce. They need jobs, okay? We just can't have the old jobs, so we have to keep adding jobs. That's the Ponzi scheme of economics. So we keep adding jobs. Okay, all the new jobs, 90% of them, are non-traditional jobs. They're not those regular jobs. You know, there are people in the gig economy, freelancers, like the fellow in Phoenix, you know, who has a web development firm now. You know, that's the kind of jobs. He's working out of his home. No commuting. Low overhead. He writes off most of his house and his entertainment and his car and all these kinds of things. That's why the fat cats all, you know, have private jets. They're not private jets, they're business jets. You know, and it's all write-off stuff. That's why this new tax code is just so they could write off more, and not pay taxes on it. That's why, to me, it always made sense. You don't need money to be a millionaire. You just live like a millionaire. If you're living like a millionaire, you don't need any money, right? And that's how these rich people do it. Their mansions are written off because they use them for business. Their private jets are written off because they use them for business. Their country clubs, their meals, their all that kind of stuff. So they live high in the hog and they don't pay any taxes on it. Now that sounds clever, doesn't it? And then plus, and then like Donald Trump, he doesn't pay any taxes at all because of some shell game. Nobody understands what the hell he does, I guess. But that's why. It's having your own business, and then plus control of your life. I think that's the most important thing that gives us angst at work. We have no control. We just do what people tell us to do because we have to, or lose our job, and somebody's telling them the same thing. And they don't even know why the hell they have to do it, but they lose their job, and it's only because of some investor, who gave them the money. So we work for all the people on Wall Street. We're not working for ourselves. So that's why if you have yourself, and to me, if you have like that internet guy, if he has 3 clients, that's a hell of a lot safer than having one boss, right? And that's it. So it takes work to do that. You do that on the side. You start figuring that out step by step. You spend an hour, 2 hours a day doing that. That's better than sitting down and watching stupid TV or going in circles on the internet trying to find some scam. That you have a real product or service that you could contribute, and you find out, where can I get my book? letsgo.com/tutor. And they're downloadable books now because they're full of videos and instructions on how to do this. Who's going to lead the U.S. With your Tanya, Rob, and Cheetah? What? Who's going to lead us without Tanya, Rob, and Cheetah? Oh, trying to rob and cheat us? Who's going to lead us? Oh, without trying to rob and cheat us. Yeah, I wish I knew. That's why it's trying. I mean, that's something you have to do with your voter. But the most important thing, I think, you showing, you giving an example. And that's, I think, what we all have to do at least is, live by what we profess, because it's very hard. There's too much, pressure, on skimming the edges, and so we have to fight that every day in our own personal lives. It's too easy to take the easy way, but doing the hard way and what in your soul that's right is maybe difficult, but it is soul rewarding. You'll get your reward in heaven. Bale of hay, you jackass. That used to be a joke I heard. But anyway, it's inside. We all have to survive. We have to take care of ourselves. And that's what the gig economy helps. Because you could do these part-time jobs and make extra money while you're figuring out your main thing or whatever it is you want. Federal taxes are progressive, meaning that the average tax rates generally rise at incomes. Not anymore. That used to be the game. And actually, my wife was telling me the other day, because she was reading about the taxes when it was started, like 1920s, and it was just taxing the rich. That's the only thing that they did. And to me, I mean, okay, I can understand why not. But now what I see that there's more of a reason to, because it seems like the rich are gaming the system. We're growing as a country. We're making more money. The whole country is, okay? Every year the economic growth of our country keeps increasing. The average wage is not. That means there's a gap getting bigger and bigger. So the owners of this stuff are taking more money than the workers. So why the hell do you want to work for these people? They're not sharing, right? So if they're trying to pretend we're responsible for some of this growth or whatever, but you're not sharing, so why the hell be responsible? Participate. If they're rigging the game, why the hell you want to play? Do you have to pay to get the info for the grants? No, never pay anybody for info on grants except me. And I don't sell applications. Anybody's telling you that to apply for a grant you need to give money, that's stupid. And there's people calling you and promising you that, just send them $300 or whatever. They're all scams. Anybody's telling you need to give them money to get a grant, that is absolutely not true. Never, never, never. You're getting taken. And it sounds so good though, doesn't it? Oh, all I have to do. And I just talked to the guy the other day. You know, he could barely buy my research report. He doesn't have enough money to buy a research report for $80 to give him, you know, 300 places to get money. But he got screwed by Trump for $2,000 out of Trump University. I don't know how these people get all this money from people who don't have money. I don't have the guts to do that, I guess. I just think it's immoral. That's the reason. And that's why I'm trying to make myself as cheap as possible. I'm going to charge because I want to keep eating. And I got a couple more suits I want to get before I die. But other than that, Detroit's men are making diva. Oh, I remember you. Do you have any resources that explain the best tax structures for the gig life? You don't have to worry about it. Don't worry about the gig life. Just do the gig life. The only tax structure you need is what's called a Schedule C, okay? Schedule C. You just fill out a regular, you know, tax form or whatever and put a Schedule C. That's your business. And the Schedule C, and if you have trouble with that, you have a couple places to do it. Your library will show you free help to get that done at tax time. Your Small Business Development Center will show you how to get that done for tax time. If you make less than $65,000, the IRS will help you for free at tax time, or any time, even now. And you could call right now. I would call right now the IRS hotline. I don't have it off the top of my head. It's in all the reports I send out, particularly the 327. And you just call their 800 number. So you wait online for 5 minutes. You're going to charge, you know, $50, $200 for some accountant to get the answer. Here you get it from the horse's mouth. You say, how do I write off my freelance business, which is the gig economy? You know, and what it basically is, what I would do is start a new checkbook, so you have it all in one area. Even if it's your name and doing business, you know, you're what money diva, doing business as, you know, and you get a checkbook there. So every piece of anybody pays you, you put it in there. And all the expenses come out of there. So maybe you have a separate credit card for that. So you put that credit card, you pay the credit card out of that checking account. So you have one place where all the money comes in and out. Okay, two things are going to happen at the end of the year. You're going to have so much income and so many expenses. And below that will either be plus or minus. And whatever that is adds to your income. Okay, so that's why it could be zero, because you got $50,000, but then you wrote off, you know, part of your rent, and that was $5,000. Part of your car, that was $6,000. But you had to buy a new computer, that was $8,000. So you had all these expenses for business. You had all these business lunches, and you had to go to New York to see somebody, and you wrote off 80% of that because you stayed an extra day, and that was only 20% of it, and you write all that off. So all of a sudden you have $50,000 of expenses, and so you made no money. But they were your living expenses, weren't they? So that's really, that's right, because if you're doing something you like, then, man, that's life, you know, and you're getting it tax-free. Schedule C. You know, that's what corporations do with it. They just do it. I mean, that's why I think it's silly to get an LLC. A lot of people will tell you otherwise, particularly if you call an accountant or a lawyer or somebody selling you an LLC. And there's a lot of scare tactics or whatever. But if you don't have a, you know, don't bother. When you get a lot of money, you can worry about all that stuff. You know, and that's it. Detroit's diva. Oh, okay, thanks. Okay, yeah, that's it. You got me. You said it was before me. What was that? You got me. You said it before. Nuclear arm. Let's see, I'm making Detroit. I can't wait to watch this rewind. Okay. Yeah, I got to learn how to use this a little better. Detroit's Money Making Diva. I can't wait to watch this replay. Oh, you haven't seen it all. Okay, good. It'll still be there. It'll be there for a long time, probably longer than me. I'm part of the new growing nonprofit in Phoenix, Arizona, that supports low-income families. Any resources? Yes. I got, here I go selling again. Letsgo.com/tutor. I have what I think is probably one of the best things for the money that you'll ever find anywhere if you're a nonprofit organization. It's the 10 best places to get money for nonprofits. It shows you the system. I have videos of it, explanations. I have websites where to get it, how to find the local places right where you are. And believe me, I think I've been doing this for 30 years or more. Probably 40, and helped a lot of nonprofits, a lot of businesses, all about finding free money. This, this $20 report for free money for nonprofits is the best. It shows you how to go to your community. I mean, because if you're helping low-income people, then you have to be involved in community development block grants. I showed you all about that stuff. I told you what to talk to your congressman, how to get him on board or her on board or whatever. All these sources that are money sources for you for the long run. Even getting government grant. There are offices where you live that help you with all the problems of getting government grant. They're free. They're free. And you don't know about it because they're not going to advertise. You'll go to a conference on nonprofit organizations and you get all these consultants that want to charge you money to do all this, and if you have a lot of money, that's fine. If you don't, then you think you can't do it, but you can, and that's what's important about that. Free is for me. Yes. Yeah. Boy, I was wondering what I was going to say tonight. Look at that, a whole goddamn hour, huh? I better go because I got to finish this bottle of wine yet, okay? But thanks for putting, I don't know about you, but if you've been here before, let me know what you thought, doing it this way just with you guys versus, when I do 5 cameras or 4 or whatever I was doing before. I feel better this. Maybe I do this once at a time, once in a while. If you're ever in Phoenix, I'd love to meet you. Oh, thanks, Simon. So let's go freeradio@gmail.com. If you don't hear from me in a day or two and you still want to talk, just beat on me because I forget and I do a lot of stuff and it's hard to keep up with everything sometimes. And I try to take care of the paying people first, so that I have to do. But I enjoy doing this, so any way I could help anybody is wonderful. Thanks, Mr. Lesko, for your help as always. I love this format. Take care. Okay, tell your wife we love her too.
Thank you.
Yeah, here, let me give her a little wifey shot.
Yeah, I'm exhausted. Hi. Hi.
And she's working on her master's. How do you like that? Now she's almost 40 years old and still working.
Only 23.
Working on her master's. I like the online way. I wish there were more people like you in the world. I don't know. I think you get some debates on that. I like the online way better than reading your books like in the 90s. Yep. And that's why the reports I do now are all videos. So that's why I like doing that work too. Just having phone numbers in a book is taking my. She's so pretty. Thank you, Diva. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much. That was I felt very warm because I don't.
The wine.
I don't feel I really help people sometimes when I'm just rattling so much. I'm spewing out, but not. I don't feel it's really helping anybody, but probably confusing them more. So wonderful. Okay, cheers. Thanks, guys.